that song brought so much joy to people that, I mean, there were people getting married to BBL Drizzy. There were nuns dancing to BBL Drizzy. Drake rapped on it, you know. So I think that it was a really good use case of just showing that if the thing sounds good and it makes you feel something, then it doesn't matter, right?
What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the AI Download. We are your weekly recap of what's happening in the world of AI so you can keep up with all of it. I'm your host, Shira Lazar. I'm the CEO and founder of What's Trending, and I've been covering digital culture for the past 2 decades. Yep. And now I'm bringing my knowledge, expertise, and access to all of you. A huge thank you to our episode sponsor, Profit, award-winning AI and services for marketing and PR leaders looking to make better, faster brand decisions. Go to prprofit.ai to learn more. And by the way, profits with a PH, prprofit.ai. Also, Hivelighter. They're your AI-powered reading assistant, bringing you smart, personalized insights so you can spend less time scrolling and more time doing. For more, go to hivelighter.com. Coming up, this is a very special episode. I was fortunate enough to speak at C2. It's a conference in my hometown of Montreal. It's one of the leading conferences in North America on marketing and creativity. It is such a great event. And I had a conversation that was all about redefining who gets to create, especially in the age of AI, where the lines between artists, tools, and the audience are more blurred than ever before. So as part of it, I was joined by King Willonius on stage. He's a musician, comedian, artist, and AI architect. And he went viral for the AI-generated song BBL Drizzy, which sparked a global conversation about creativity, authenticity, and the future of music. He was also featured on the Time 100 list for leaders in AI. So enjoy our conversation now on the AI Download. How's it going?
I'm feeling phenomenal.
That was actually the song.
Right.
I feel like it wasn't long enough. Should we play it again? Like,
yeah.
Wait, let's play it. Can we play that again so we can just hear it a bit? Yes. So let's give some context about this song, because it sounds like a song that's not a modern song.
Yeah.
Right? It's inspired by the past.
Right.
But this was all made in AI.
Right, correct. So like the day that I made the song, BBL Drizzy was trending because Drake, shout out to Canada, Drake and Rick Ross were beefing, and Rick Ross called Drake BBL Drizzy because he said Drake had fake abs, and it's trending on Twitter, and I wrote a song about it, like wrote some lyrics and then plugged it into Udio, which is an AI music generation app, and posted it online, and the views just started going crazy. And then, so it went viral for like a day or two, and then 2 weeks later, Metro Boomin took it, and it went like mega viral.
So this just all happened pretty much overnight. Why do you think this was such a big moment for you? What was it about this song, and also the fact that I guess it was this moment in AI?
Right. Well, one, the lyrics are like super funny. And then that whole Drake-Kendrick beef was so polarizing that, you know, everybody was taking notice to it. And also, I think that a lot of people didn't realize that it was AI. So being that it had like this Motown sound, it just seemed like a song that maybe you're familiar with, but you didn't really hear. So, and I had AI cover art. The art was like a Motown singer. So it was just like a perfect, everything aligned, and it just took off, yeah.
And so you're a comedian. You've been in the entertainment space for a while. According to some stuff that I read and from talking to you, you started playing around with AI tools during the writer's strike.
Yep.
What was it about that moment that compelled you, and what did you discover?
Oh, man. Well, you know, because of the writer's strike, I had a bunch of free time.
Yeah.
So this kind of lined up with ChatGPT dropping. So I just was messing around with AI like every day. And it was really exciting and so new and refreshing. I just felt so empowered to create. You know, this is like the first time in my life where as soon as I thought of something, I could actually make it. So I just really like leaned in, and and like the rest is history. You know, it just really kind of just changed my life.
Yeah, so how do you use it in terms of the work you do? Because what were you doing before, and then what are you doing now and with that? Because now you're in many ways an AI expert, thought leader too.
Well, so I do AI music and AI films, and then I vibe code as well. So, you know, when I was making films, it was a traditional way you make films. You write a script, you hire a crew, you know, you do rehearsals, like the whole nine. When I was making music, I was doing comedy music, so it was me just kind of like grabbing beats off of YouTube and then just like recording in my room or whatever. So like now, this workflow is pretty much everything's done on my laptop. So if I'm making music, I write the songs and then I prompt the songs and then I kind of arrange it on a DAW. And then for making AI films, it's just a process of writing the script and then generating images, generating video, and then putting it together in like Adobe Premiere.
You make it sound so simple, but I feel like when you're actually using these tools, you have to use so many tools right now to even get to the result.
Right.
So it's not fully there yet, but the results that you see, including online and that go viral, are pretty incredible.
Right.
We were even looking at some stuff from the Google announcement yesterday.
Yeah, VO3.
VO3. Let's talk about that and where the tech is at right now.
Oh man, VO3 is it's really amazing, you know, and it's exciting, I would say, for content creators and people that love to make videos or have ideas that they want to, you know, turn into maybe viral clips. So it's a little scary, just because you're like, wow, I didn't know AI was going to get this good this fast, you know. So, but I'm excited to like really dive into it and test it out, because I think, you know, the cool thing about these tools that I really enjoy is like I just feel very limitless, and I think a lot of people that create with these tools feel that way as well, because like it's the first time where you can just make things and just for the sheer enjoyment. Like if you, I'm sure a lot of people in here maybe write or have friends or parents or loved ones that have, you know, books of journals and whatnot.
Yeah.
So you got a book of poems, like you can literally just make a whole album. Or hey, I'm hosting a dinner party and I just want to curate a nice playlist for my dinner party. Like you can do that, you know, with these tools now. So that's really exciting. But I understand the yin to the yang, where like there's a lot of fear around these tools as well.
Two truths can exist. It could be an exciting, limitless moment, and it
Right.
could also be a scary moment. And it's interesting because this all came out of the writer strike for you, whereas out of the strike for a lot of people came the need for more protections and the fight
Right.
against AI. So I think it's interesting, the irony that you leaned into innovation and disruption, whereas others continued to push back.
Right.
Right? Do you
Right.
think about that ever?
Yeah, I to be honest, I was like, man, if the writer's strike never happened, I don't know where I'd be. The world might be a less funny place because BBL Drizzy wouldn't exist. So, but you know, it's just I don't know, it's just how life is, you know. Like I think that for me, we were talking backstage. I identify as a curious doer. Like that's what I call myself now. It's just, you know, a new technology emerges or new things happen, and you just want to like understand it. So you get curious and you're like, okay, well, let me play around with this tool.
Yeah.
Not from a place of fear, just being like, what is this? Like we know that AI is going to reshape and redefine our world. So for me, I was like, it's best for me to understand what these tools can actually do. And then from there, it's just doing things. So I've taught AI workshops, and a lot of times when I'm showing people how to use tools, they ask questions like, well, can you do this or can you do that? And I'm like, I don't know, like, let's try it out. So a lot of it's just testing, you know, and that comes from my stand-up comedy background. You only get good at comedy by failing. So you start out doing stand-up, you suck. And then you do it again and you suck a little bit less. And you do it again and you suck a little bit less. And then eventually you start to get good and you're like, wow. So same thing happens when you're a coder. Like you're constantly testing, iterating. AI is a lot like that.
Yeah, it's saying you don't need to be an expert, you're a constant student. If you're a constant student, you're open to learning anything.
Right.
You're always going to reach some sort of new level. What do you say to a lot of, I would say Hollywood right now, the music industry, pretty much anyone in a creative space that is hesitant fighting this, that wants it to stop or slow down?
I would encourage them to, one, I would ask them are they actually using the tools? Because what I found is, even when I first started out, when I was, I was very focused on being a screenwriter, TV writer. A lot of my friends, we'd be in group chats and they'd be like, oh, I hate AI and AI sucks. And they never actually use ChatGPT or any of these tools. And then when I showed them how to use it, they're like, oh, this is pretty dope. Like, I'm gonna test this out. So,
Yeah.
so I would ask them first are they using the tools,
Yeah.
right? And then I would just ask them to reconsider or be open to the thought of, instead of thinking about what AI is going to take away and all the harm, like think about what AI could actually do for you. Like, so how could this improve your production process? Like, how could this enhance the process of making music? Like, now, you go into the studio and you don't have any ideas, you can just generate some beats or generate some samples and then take the stems. So, use it as a collaborator. So, and that's what I use. I look at it, it's like, this is just a tool. We understand history, how anytime new technology comes out, there's always this resistance. You look at when Fruity Loops and Logic and all these programs came out, a lot of people are like, oh no, this is messing up the traditional way that we do music. And now, dare I say, every producer is probably using one of these tools to create music. So,
Yeah.
so I look at with AI, like we know that it's every industry is about to be changed, right? In good or bad, but healthcare, education, creative, like you name it. So I kind of like to think about like where we're at as a human civilization, and and then just kind of mess around and play with things. I think I have a lot less pressure than a lot of people because I'm a comedian. And
Okay, yeah.
so me coming into like music or film, I'm just like, hey guys, I don't really know what I'm doing. I mean, I do know what I'm doing, but I just take a less serious approach.
Sacred. It's like it's only real if it is this way.
Right.
And this is the way it must be forever.
Right.
I mean, do you feel like AI can devalue creativity and human artistry?
I feel like, and not going to speak from my perspective,
Yeah,
I
of
think
course.
I feel the most creative I've ever felt in my life, right? Because like I could just make the things, like sometimes when you're writing, and I'm using this from the lens of just writer or filmmaker, musician perspective, but you're working on the script, and you start taking scenes out, or you don't fully make the thing the way you want to make it because I don't have the budget, I don't have the resources to make this, so you can't even fully dream, like just dream like a child because you've already put barriers on yourself.
Yeah.
I don't have these limitations when I'm making AI generated content, right? I can just be like, wow, I can freely just make what I want. So from that perspective, I feel so empowered, as an artist now versus, before, even when I was making music, I was like, well, I really can't sing that great. So there's a limit on what type of songs I can make. But now, I can generate, pretty much any type of genre I like.
Yeah. Do you fear being cut out of the process? I think there's a lot of fear of, the jobs and being cut out. And we were talking backstage about the new Google tool, and you were like, I wasn't worried, but now I'm seeing this, and it's like, okay, it's real. It's getting real.
Yeah.
Very quickly.
Well, it's interesting because like my perspective, I've never fully, I've always felt like I was like an outsider trying to get in.
Yeah.
So my perspective is a lot different than, somebody that's maybe been in Hollywood for, 20 something years. Because I was just like, my perspective, I was always like, they're not letting me inside, and that was a big reason why like I learned to code, and I would lean into like different technologies, with be it XR, AR, AI. Because I was like, I had to figure out a way to get noticed. Even using social media, it's just like I was always like trying to break in.
Yeah.
So I guess if there is going to be some disruption in the industry, it doesn't. I don't want to be insensitive saying this. Like, it doesn't scare me just because I just kind of go back to where I was at the beginning.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. Like, there's the front door, there's the back door, and then folks that have always been using this disruptive tech, we're always going through all the other doors, and they were creating them.
Right.
Because there was no other choice.
Right.
Right? They weren't being given permission
to do the thing that loved anyway.
Right.
So what's the difference?
Right. You know, and I mean, but it's exciting. Like I'm very happy for my journey, and you know, I was talking to this filmmaker the other day about this, and he was very similar. He's like, AI is going to take jobs, and I was like, to be honest, bro, I was going to hire you anyway. Like I didn't have the money. Like you're making a lot of money doing. I didn't have that money to pay you, so I wasn't taking your job, you know, personally, but. I think that what I've learned through this process of like we're working on a big project now and BBL Drizzy the musical. I think that AI is going to actually create jobs. You know, very similar. Like you think about Web 2.0, right? A social media manager didn't exist 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Now a social media manager makes 6 figures. Being that we have this process, we're doing BBL Drizzy is like a dome. Planetarium experience, we have to actually like go out and hire people in order to like realize this vision. But I was only able to dream this big because I was like, we have the tools now to actually create something like that. 3 or 4 years ago, I couldn't even imagine doing something in a dome. So I think that AI is actually going to create more jobs and eventually.
And it's going to create value in things like offline experiences, IRL. Like I was talking to someone who does music producing concerts and everything, and I said, your job isn't necessarily going to go away. Maybe the coordination part, because you could get an AI agent or someone to do that.
Right.
But like, even if you're streaming a song and it's created with AI, what do you want to experience like IRL? The money comes from in real life experiences,
Right.
concerts, tours. Are you going to watch just robots performing a song?
Right.
Maybe there will be a robot band at a certain point, right?
Yeah. Right.
But every band being a robot, that gets boring. I think. Or maybe.
Unless it's a really cool robot,
mean-
then people are like, yeah, I want to see that robot. But you know, it's just again, it's human evolution, right? Because we went from, you know, you look at the industrial revolution, the technological evolution, like we're evolving. And we'll adapt as humans, probably with robots and cyborgs. That's probably, you know, we're maybe heading on a collision course of a Black Mirror, Westworld type society. But I believe in the human spirit, and I think that I'm excited about like where we're headed.
Did you get pushback on your song because ultimately you used AI and pulled from stuff? Did you have people pushing back at all? Or what are your thoughts on when you do create music and you're taking it from somewhere using a tool we're not sure where they were taking from? They haven't been transparent.
Right. I saw a couple comments on Reddit and Twitter that were like a little negative.
You're stealing from artists.
Yeah, but man, there was so many. That song brought so much joy to people that, I mean, there were people getting married to BBL Drizzy. There were nuns dancing to BBL Drizzy. Drake rapped on it, you know. So I think that it was a really good use case of just showing that if the thing sounds good and it makes you feel something, then it doesn't matter, right? Because I think about. I was in New Orleans like a couple weeks ago, and there was these guys. They had like a bucket, and they were like drumming on the bucket, right? And it just sounded amazing. They didn't have a big studio. It was just like whether you're drumming on a bucket, it's AI generated. You got to produce with a orchestra. If it makes you feel something, I think that's the main thing that we care about, right? The feeling.
Yeah, because a lot of people are getting caught up in what are the large language models? What are they learning from? And that they're learning from copyrighted material. What do you think about that as an artist, and in terms of the tools you use as well?
Yeah. So I want to be very clear. I'm pro artist, pro human. Like more, and that's my main priority. So if there is a situation where they are taking copyrighted material or taking from artists, I think artists need to be compensated. I don't think that should be debatable.
Yeah.
Right. So hopefully, these tech companies, we know that they do the right thing. So
wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah. So
I mean, they have money, right?
Right.
They could, you would think they could figure it out.
Right. So we just hope that they do right. I've been saying lately, I think if everybody just takes the stance of being a good human, the world would be a better place. So if you I just want to be a good human to my fellow man, like everything will take care of itself.
I think we have a ways to go with that. A bit of a filter of moral philosophy as we use AI would be amazing. Speaking of Drake, there was that song "Heart on My Sleeve." It was this AI-generated track using AI voices of Drake in The Weeknd. It wasn't Grammy eligible, but it actually submitted for the Grammys.
Oh wow!
And it got called out. Do you think there will be a time where the Grammys or even the Oscars say, "Yeah, it's okay. You could submit something that was made with AI"?
Yeah, that's coming. I think it'll be a situation similar to like you look at like the Oscars where they have like divisions for like animation
or VFX and all that.
Right. So because AI it's not going anywhere. So eventually, I think that'll be the natural way that they'll look at music.
And maybe in the past, it was like if you were using certain tools, they said, "Well, this isn't real art."
Right.
And then the tools became so normalized.
Right.
That it's just this is how you create.
Right. I mean, like with BBL Drizzy, those are all my lyrics. Those aren't AI generated lyrics. It's just the song was actually made with AI. But AI wouldn't have came out with like the nuances that I had in that song. Like you have to understand, what's happening in the culture. You have to, there's so much that was happening that week that I was able to kind of just touch on the pulse of. So yeah, I think to your point, like you'll see these categories,
change. Well, we have a special treat for everyone today. Are you ready to watch him create something live? Yeah. Come on, give him some love, some more enthusiasm, y'all. All right. So what's going on?
Okay, so we're gonna make a live song. I'll go through the process of like how I actually make these songs. So I need some suggestions from the audience. I don't know if there's a microphone, or maybe you guys can just
scream it. I don't know, yell it.
We can. I'm gonna definitely need somebody because what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick a genre, and then we'll get a couple bars. So we need like 4 people to give us a line each. So let's start out by picking a genre of music.
What?
Hip-hop?
We heard hip hop. What did you have one? Musical.
Okay.
Which one do you feel? Yeah. Do you want musical?
We can do a hip hop musical.
Yeah, like it. Mix it up. Okay.
Any other genres we want to throw in there? Yes. Huh? Soul?
Oh God.
Is there a microphone that we can make sure we hear
Maybe
about
I can run up to people, but I'm hearing someone said South African.
South African? Yeah. Country music? This is going to be
wow. This is going to be a smorgasbord.
Okay. So far we got hip hop, musical, soul, country music. One more? Oh, okay. All right.
Kids music show?
Samba. Soca?
Samba.
Oh, samba. Okay. I don't know what this is going to sound like, guys. So
Warning.
We're doing this in real time. Okay. All right. So we got hip hop, musical, soul, country music, kids music show, and samba. All right, now we need some bars. So, can somebody give me a first line?
First line. What? It's cold in Montreal.
It's cold.
Nice. What? Oh, a French. Oh, yeah. It's cold in Montreal. C'est froid en Montréal. Is that who you got? There you go.
Line 2. Preferably a rhyme. It should rhyme with the previous track.
Cold in Montreal. It needs to rhyme. Oh, this is getting hard.
Yeah.
Can it do it for you? I'm going to eat my cereal.
Okay. All right. Let's go. Gonna eat my cereal. Next line.
Poutine is our scene.
Poutine?
Yeah, it's a type of food. Have you had poutine yet?
No, I haven't.
We need to get you some poutine.
How do you spell it?
Poutine, P-O-U-T-I-N-E. P-O-U-T-I-N-E.
Okay.
Is our scene.
Is our scene.
You had another line, yeah? It only starts when you make it happen. So the UDO, tell us a little bit about UDO.
So UDO is the website or platform that I made BBL Drizzy with. It's an AI generation Music tool. It's one of the best ones out there. Clearly, it's BBL Drizzy. It's super fast, as you guys will see when I start generating this song. And it's super dope. It's you can do a lot with it. They have style transfers. You can take songs and remix them. Amazing tool. I just want to make sure I got your rhyme right. It only starts when
you make it happen.
When you make it happen. All right, I'm gonna take. I'll take two more lines, and then we'll generate this thing.
Seasons of love.
Seasons of love. All right, guys. I just want to let everybody know this does not rhyme at all. So, all right. Well, last line. Seasons of love. Anybody in the back? Someone want to say something? This is your,
What? Don't be mean with scene. Don't be mean. It rhymes with scene. These are not, poets here or musicians.
Oh, these are good. Don't be mean.
Although we have some marketers,
Don't be mean, be seen?
No, because it rhymes with scene there. Poutine is our scene.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a...
Don't be mean.
I put, don't be mean, eat poutine?
Again?
I don't know.
All right, it's fine. Eat poutine. Eat.
What was that?
What?
And
Keep it lean.
Keep, there we go. Keep it lean.
To be seen.
And I like to add like whoa, whoa, whoas at the end.
Oh, okay. If you needed help with this with AI, could they create the song for you too, or make it rhyme?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would do it here,
They have
or
tools in here where like you can click on it, and then they'll say edit with AI, and you can like add rhymes. So I'm gonna generate a couple versions of this, so you guys can hear.
This is awesome.
So can you guys see the screen? Okay. So there's an option here where you go manual mode. Manual mode allows you, like if I generate this song right now, as you guys will see, like there's different, it kind of takes that one prompt and it kind of gives you an idea of like what it thinks you want to make. If I click manual mode, it'll do the prompt exactly as I type it. So this next track will be hip hop, musical, soul, country, music, kids music, samba. All right, so let's hear some of these tracks. And remember, guys, you wrote this. So, all right, here we go. First one.
It's cold in Montreal. I'm gonna eat my cereal.
Yeah.
Poutine is our scene. It only starts when you make it happen.
Hey,
Seasons of love, don't be mean. Keep it lean.
That's me. That's my line.
It's cold in Montreal. I'm gonna eat my cereal. Poutine is our scene. It only starts when you make it happen. Seasons of love, don't be mean. Keep it lean.
It's amazing.
All right, I'm gonna go up. So those are a couple of the first ones. These are the ones that I had the prompt in manual mode. So this is the hip hop, musical, soul, children's, country music, kids music, samba. Okay, here we go.
Feeling it.
All right.
It's cold in Montreal. I'm gonna eat my cereal. Poutine is our scene.
So cute.
It only starts when you make it happen. Seasons of love, don't be mean. Keep it lean. Whoa, whoa.
Hey.
It's cold in Montreal. I'm gonna eat my cereal.
This is a musical.
Is
Jazz
our
hands.
scene. It only starts when you make it happen. Seas of love, don't be mean. Keep it lean. Whoa, whoa,
All right, well, yeah, so.
Well, that's amazing. Yes. Thank you for sharing that. That is wild.
Yeah.
Are you blown away as much as I am? Like I'm in this space, I'm in AI, but still as I watch this stuff being created, I'm still amazed.
Right.
Like in awe.
Right.
Right?
Well, I think that, what I was explaining earlier, that's one of the cool things of these tools now. Like if you just have a song idea or maybe a melody in your head, you can create it, and you can put it out on the web for everybody to enjoy, or it could just be for you.
So that stuff, like if I wanted to monetize that and put it out there, I could. It's not, no one's gonna go after me.
Yep.
It just.
Yep, whatever you make via Udio, if you're on the paid plan, that's your track.
And are these tools expensive, by
Nope.
the way?
Udio's, I think, about $10 or $20 a month.
So for $10 or $20 a month, you can create that, which I feel like there's a lot of people that are, brands, marketers, and they're like, you could create the tune for your brand,
jingles,
commercial,
all that.
jingles.
Yep.
If someone, I guess, is one of those that gets paid a lot for that, maybe they might be worried, or maybe they're using that.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of musicians that are using these tools. They don't tell anybody, but like a lot of people are using them.
So what other tools, like I want to share some practical things with everyone here today. What other tools should people be checking out and using right now? What is on your mind, on your radar?
Yeah, so I would highly recommend starting with, you need a large language model. So ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, you pick, which one you like the best. I love ChatGPT.
Me too.
It just seems like, no-brainer. Image generation tool. So Midjourney's the best one that's out there. You can generate images in ChatGPT as well. There's also like Leonardo. There's a bunch of image generation tools. Krea is really great. I would add a video generation tool, and that can be anywhere from Sora, VO 3 that just dropped, ElevenLabs, which is Luma Dream Machine, which is amazing. Kling, there's a tool, FreePix, that has a lot of them already installed. ElevenLabs.
For voiceover.
Yeah.
So good.
ElevenLabs is amazing for voices. So you can take like 5 seconds of anybody's voice and clone it.
Including your own.
Right.
Listen, I'm thinking about, I might take this job right now and have to do daily voiceover reports.
Right.
Why do I want to record every single day? I'll just put my voice in ElevenLabs, I'll write the script daily, and then give it to them.
Right, and even just on the business side, like if you wanted to kind of set up having like an automated or pretty much like a receptionist.
Yeah.
You can set that up with ElevenLabs, customize the voice how you want, and then they'll interact with you the same way ChatGPT voice interacts. So you can have somebody call in and booking appointments and all that stuff.
Yeah, actually, my latest podcast episode, check it out. I talked to someone who has a company, all AI agents, and basically you can have someone that's like the receptionist or the host for any of your businesses, a
Right.
restaurant, dentist, plumber, I
Right.
don't know, and they could help increase your sales.
Right.
This is happening. Do you think you're ever, as an artist, going to create a virtual AI version of yourself? Are you open to that?
Yeah. I've been looking at it already. Just to play around with it, just to see what happens. Yeah. So there's a couple tools out now that you can do that with, and yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It doesn't. The only thing that scares me is who owns this, and they're like the issues with that. You got to look at the contracts, the back end, what you're signing up for. But I think for artists and creatives, right now we don't get paid. Like we don't have a lot of passive income as much as we should.
Right.
So the more we can do and get paid without actually doing the work and the hours, the better.
And just because like you might not want to be on a Zoom meeting, so you can just have your AI avatar. The messed up part is just like it's just a bunch of AI avatars zooming with each other, and everybody thinks that they're meeting, and it's just.
And then no one remembers the context,
Right.
and they saw each other. They're like, "You said this, did I?" Oh,
Right.
I don't know. It could create some confusion. You are part of a film festival, an AI film festival, recently. And you're going to be releasing it or airing them.
Yep.
Airing
for
them.
AI, I don't know.
Yeah,
AI, I don't
releasing
know
it
a lot.
next week in LA. What did you learn from being part of this AI film festival?
A lot. One of the tools are amazing now. With just like being able to lip sync, like you can just upload. You can create an image in Midjourney of whatever you want, and then upload audio, and it'll animate. It'll have emotions. But I think the coolest thing was just the speed in which we were able to make a really high quality production with special effects and all these different things. We did it in 48 hours. And a traditional way of doing that, you know, you'd have to use After Effects and bring in actors and do color grading, all these different things. And it would have just took at least a week, and we were able to do it in 48 hours. But yeah, that was probably the biggest thing, just like knowing that, you know, if you can put time constraints on yourself and create something like really dope, I think that was like the biggest thing. I was like, okay, I can be more efficient in my process.
Yeah, and save time. Even though the more time we get, the more time we work, it seems. I don't know, we just use it to work more.
Right.
Capitalism,
right?
So what is next for you, BBL Drizzy? You kind of teased a little bit of the Dome experience.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself and your projects going in the next even year or so?
Yeah, so, you know, for me, it's always, before AI, it was always just wanting to push comedy forward and be as innovative as possible. For this generation and the next generation, like generations come after, but right now we're working on BBL Drizzy the musical. So it's an interactive sci-fi production where, you know, the main goal is to reimagine what these dome planetarium experiences can be like, you know? So I love going to planetariums. A lot of times, you know, it's nobody that looks like me that's in there. And then a lot of the dome experiences right now, there are not a lot of narratives in Dome. So I want to change that. I want to be part of the, you know, one of the people that helps revolutionize what Dome experiences are like. So, you know, we go to theaters right now, and I think that in a couple of years, people will be populating domes the same way we do theaters. It's just like we just need the stories to be in the domes, you know, for us to get excited, to want to, you know, because dome, to go to a planetarium is what, 30, 40 bucks. You have to have a reason to want to go back, you know, and it's got to have really dynamic stories. So that's what we want to do with BBL Drizzy the musical. The music is amazing. We have an amazing team that's working on it, so I'm really excited about that. And we're also raising money, so if there's anybody in here
there you go.
that wants to invest in the future of planetarium experiences, holler at me.
I love that, and also
Yeah.
that you're bringing like tech to nature. And I do think a lot of us, like we're very similar in terms of our approach. We believe in the hybrid approach. We're tech optimists, and we believe in implementing and adopting these things. But we also believe in humanity and the future of it.
Right.
Yeah. Can you talk about that and what that means to you?
Just the
hybrid approach to all of this, from AI to the human experience and bringing the humanity into things.
Well, I mean, I think it's necessary because like we're having a human experience, so you can't, you know, have or just lean one way and the other, right? If you look at where we're at right now, or using AI, it's to enhance our lives and make it better. So if we go too far on the other side where we're completely AI and everything's, you know, digital, then I think we lose a little bit of that, you know, like even just when you think about creating content or just creating in general, for me, it's a very spiritual experience. Like when I'm writing, I don't know where the imagination comes from. I just know that if I do the things, if I show up every day, if I keep my mind as clear as possible, there's a direct current that allows me to be creative, you know? So as we're using these AI tools, like I think we can't neglect this human experience and always think about, that's why I said like we have to be pro-human or good humans and, you know, think about just people, you know, because that's essentially, I believe that's why we're creating these tools to help us out, you know.
That's the hope, right? That's the hope.
Yeah.
We have a moment. Does anyone have any questions before we go? I like to throw it out to the audience. Any questions, specifics? Raise your hand, shout it out. No, oh my God, we covered everything. I have one more question as we wrap, but I'm giving you a chance. No questions? Okay. We have one question. What is your name? What's your question? You need a projector come up. Just what? Yeah, what is it? I'm interested. We're here. Make it interactive. How do you, stand-up comedian jokes, how do you use AI for that? Which is actually interesting because there's some viral videos going around from that Google tool of stand-up comedians for some reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, how do you integrate it into your comedy?
So I don't use stand-up by AI that much when it comes to my jokes, but I have talked to ChatGPT about my set. So I've been using the ChatGPT voice model a lot. So I'll be like, look, I'm working on a set about coming to Canada.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, okay, you know, when you're writing jokes, it's the easiest way is like you're thinking about hard, scary, stupid. So let's imagine a weird situation that could happen in Canada. Maybe Drake finds out I'm here and wants to take me to his palace or something like. I don't know.
Amazing.
But that so I'll put that into like AI and like, okay, like come up with, here's the premise, come up with 10 punchlines based on this premise. I find that works best when trying to generate jokes. Udio, you can actually generate stand-up comedy. I wish I could have showed you guys. We run out of time, but Udio will actually do stand-up comedy as well with laugh tracks and everything.
No way. But then that becomes a video, or that's not like that?
It's
it's
basically
for
like listening to it like
social
audio.
Okay, it's an audio.
Yeah, so essentially like you can make your own comedy album using Udio.
That is wild. Are you worried about things getting too generic as a creative? Like, is everyone doing the same thing, the AIification of content and creativity?
No, because I think the individuals that really want to be masters of their craft, they'll always put the time in. So they'll make sure they put their 10,000 hours. So like right now, I want to be really good at creating, and even with AI, so like I'm always studying. If I want to make films, I'm trying to get better at sound design, cinematography, like get better, like learn more about music theory. So I think those individuals will continue to learn. Individuals that just want to, like it's like food. Some people want fast food, some people will never eat fast food.
Yep.
And I think AI is very similar.
And just the tips or advice for the marketers and brands that are here. I'm assuming, you're all in marketing, right? Or creativity in some way?
Lean in, learn as much as you can. Get somebody that's AI proficient on your team.
Or become that person.
Yeah, or become that person. But you definitely just want to like understand the landscape of like, know where to find the tools and what they can do. And I think that you'll be in a good position. But don't be afraid of AI. You know, like try to utilize these tools as much as possible. It'll enhance a lot of the things that you're doing right now.
And so this session was called Redefining How We Create, Who Gets to Create. What does that mean to you? What does it mean to redefine who gets to create or how we create right now?
I just think we're in a space, a time and space right now where everybody gets to play. Like everybody gets to come on the playground. It's open, you know, there's no gatekeepers, which is exciting, you know, because I think our human experience, like we just want to live this as full as possible. And if you're not fearful and you decide to like, you know, just be open, I think that you can have an amazing time right now. You can go on the swings, you can play in the dirt, like you can do it all.
Amazing. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
here in Montreal with us. Give it up for King Willonius, everyone.
That was so much fun, and he's doing such cool work. Thanks again to King Willonius for joining me and to C2 for hosting me again. Follow him everywhere on social at King Willonius. And of course, the links are in the show notes, description, wherever you are. And thanks to all of you for listening or watching today and learning with me. A final shout out to Profit for sponsoring this episode. They are helping marketing and PR leaders make smarter, faster brand decisions with the power of AI. Check them out at Profit, that's PHET.ai. And Hivelighter. You've got to check out the AI Download Collection. We've curated all the top headlines from previous episodes where I cover the AI headlines of the week. So you can read up on them, share them on social media, click the Hivelighter link in our show notes to get smarter. Thanks again to Muso Media for producing and editing this series. Check them out at musomedia.com. If you love this episode, subscribe, rate, and share it. It helps me keep growing the show independently and means a lot. We've got so much more coming your way. I'm Shira Lazar. We'll see you next time on the AI Download.